You getting the angle?
I'm trying not to show houses.
I'd rather you not show these houses. This is kind of my little hidden honey hole that I've had for a long time, 6 years. I basically exhausted all my resources trying to get permission on this side. I got this one house left. I've been here like 4 different times and no one's answered yet, so I'm just gonna keep hammering it until I finally get an answer. Still looks like no one's home. I could definitely kill him right here.
It looks pretty good back there.
Yeah. God, man, such a time suck going and knocking on doors and not getting answers. I think I've been here more than 4 times, like over the last 3 or 4 years. Because this is really like the only house that has enough property to hunt this creek bottom down here. I've talked to the HOA that owns the whole creek bottom, but they will not allow it.
You want to try the Ring doorbell?
To talk through it?
Yeah.
You can only talk through it if they talk to you first, I think. This is actually the area that I killed Mr. Sparkles in last year. And then not too far down the road, I was also hunting the 6x6, that 200-inch deer that our buddy ended up killing. And there was a handful of other bucks that were kind of sort of in their running group, but kind of hitting the same spots. And they completely disappeared after early season last year until I got a picture sent to me back in like August of this year, and there's 2 bucks, a big boxy 8-pointer and a tall 9-pointer that are in the area. And so I've been running cameras all year, and they finally started showing back up. I think with the rut kind of winding down and these deer looking for food, they're going back to their thick cover areas. That's where most of my spots are, and now they're starting to pop back up.
Nailed it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it.
And that's pretty money. This actually worked out perfect because there's already a canopy kind of boxing this thing in. We got a storm rolling in tonight. I might try to sit it. Just depends how hard it's raining. But he was in here this morning and then again like late morning. So he's definitely here. This is an awesome like late season spot. We got tons of privet. This is probably 30 acres of privet creek bottom back here. And when all the other cover's gone, they flock to this spot. You know how we've been saying, one and done? Does it ever happen?
Nope.
Could potentially happen, but I'm not gonna say it.
You already said it.
I didn't say it's gonna happen, I said it could
you
potentially
mentioned
happen.
it. You cursed it already.
Just got here. You gotta be kidding me. I don't know if he's still there or not. Alright, I think he kept walking through. I'm gonna go ahead and get in the blind while I still can. Hopefully he'll come back through. Holy crap, man. I have the worst luck at this spot of all time. I'm gonna see if I can get in without spooking him. I don't know if I can though. Today is the day that we put out the ground blind, put it out this morning. This storm blew through a little earlier than I expected, so I decided to come back and sit this evening because it's always best to be here the first time a buck sees a ground blind for the first time. It's still raining, it's drizzling, but it's like just light enough to where the bucks will move. And obviously they were moving because when I walked around the side of the house, the buck I'm hunting, literally right when I came around the house, he was walking down the trail, and so I had to stop. He walked right in front of the ground blind, was here for about 3 minutes, and then kept going. All I could do was sit back and watch because there's no way I was going to sneak up on him while he's still here. Just cruising through. I jinxed it. I know. I knew I shouldn't have said the one and done thing earlier today with Lee. I screwed it up. It's always something. Something always has to go haywire. It is a totally different day than it was yesterday. Yesterday was super windy, stormy, 70 to 75 degrees. And this morning is calm and cold. I think it's 33 right now. The ape hunter did not come back through last night. So I'm hoping that he did not move on from this block of woods. That's what they do over here. They just cycle through multiple blocks of woods over a few square miles. And you gotta hit him at the right time. I was almost in at the right time yesterday. I was about 4 seconds late. But I think there's a pretty good chance that he's still in here. And a decent chance that he comes back through this morning. We've got full range movement almost the whole week. Normal pattern. That's as good as it gets right there. We actually have Bill from Spartan Forge coming in town tomorrow. He'll be here for a few days. Hoping to put him on a buck. We got a couple decent bucks showing up, some older deer. But we're also gonna kind of do a deep dive into Spartan Forge. By the time this episode drops, we'll probably already have a podcast out with Bill. So y'all make sure you go check that out. I think that's a buck back there. No, it's a doe. I swear I saw a rack. Maybe there's another deer. There's more deer walking back through the woods back there. Right here. I just had to take a really hard quartering to shot because those deer were onto me. There was a buck kind of back to the left that was staring right at me. Yes, 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 yes. That deer's a giant. Oh my gosh. He just came out of nowhere. All these deer just started piling in. Oh my gosh. I hate taking those kind of shots, but there's no way I was gonna wait. He was already looking right at me. And this sun coming through this blind right here, like you can see my movement. I've made the mistake before of waiting for the perfect shot. And then something goes wrong, they get spooked, they chase a doe off or something like that. And I just, when that half rack buck was staring right at me, I made the decision that if the 8-pointer comes in, like I'm not gonna wait, I'm not gonna waste time, because they're gonna be looking at this blind the whole time, because it's something that hasn't been here. Oh Lord, I pray I just made the right decision there. All right, so it's been about 3 hours of absolute emotional torture. I think I've watched the footage back like 50 times already, and initially I felt pretty good about the shot. I mean, I think I had to take that shot based on how close he was. I just didn't want him to just spin around and head out without giving me another opportunity.
You were prepared for that shot. I mean, your setup was fully prepared for a quarter-2 shot like that.
Yeah.
I would say that that's not like,
Yeah.
if you're not prepared for that, don't take that. But with what you were shooting, you were in the money on that.
I've actually been rotating different broadheads. So I've been shooting that Exodus, which is a 3-blade, and then what I shot today was the Cutthroat, which is cut on contact.
Yeah.
And I actually chose that one today because I was on the ground, and I knew a shot like that was more likely when you're on the ground.
Quarter-2 or
like
something.
a quarter-2, or where you have to punch through that shoulder. But I'm shooting 575 grains. The shot was 10 yards, and
I mean, clearly it punched through.
I liked my odds of punching through a lot better than the odds of him seeing me or hearing me draw back and just spinning and going, which has happened multiple times.
Well,
so.
if it went into the cavity like we think he did, he's within 100 yards and dead right now. You don't think you want to hear anything back here?
I think he went right through here.
Okay.
I think he probably cut back that way. It's pretty thick in here. Oh, he's right here, dude.
Hey, it's right here!
Shit. Oh, my stomach was sinking lower and lower. Yeah, baby. Oh, thank the Lord. Oh, he's stiff. He's been dead for a while. Holy crap. Oh gosh. Dude, look at those main beams.
Dude, he is a tank. Should we be nice and call it Lee?
I guess we probably should. Lee's like off looking somewhere else. I'll FaceTime him.
Yes.
Any luck?
No. I don't think he, you son of a bitch. Where are you? Just yell or something.
You!
I heard that. Hold
You!
Dude, that deer's a freaking awesome deer.
I was getting nervous there for a little bit.
Oh my gosh.
He's been dead for a while.
Has he?
Yeah, he's real stiff. But the arrow's gone, so it's either buried up in him or snapped off or something.
Dude, look at this. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude. I'm so happy for you, man.
It's been a tough year for me. All my typical spots have been pretty cold, and I honestly have not been spending a whole lot of time in the woods. And relaunched my spread a couple days ago and had 2 shooters show up. So that just goes to show how quickly it can go from 0 to 100.
Real quick.
And I keep learning the lesson of keep a camera in the good spots the entire year, regardless of if there's
Right.
something on it or not. Golly, thank you, Lord.
You gonna roll them over?
Yeah, I want to see if that arrow came out the other side. Oh,
Oh, wow.
dang.
Wow.
Dude,
Almost,
that went all the way through,
almost
man.
a whole deer penetration.
Yeah,
Whole freaking arrow went through him.
I janked him up pretty good. Still sharp.
Yeah, no wonder you didn't go very far.
I sharpened this broadhead a couple days ago too, thankfully.
Oh, man.
All right, well,
Awesome.
get to put the processing equipment to work.
Jeez, man.
All right. So I think it's been about a week since I killed my buck, and I've actually already got it all deboned. As you can see, I've got one hind quarter and then most of the 2 front shoulders staked and cut in steaks, and then everything else is grind over here. And I've got the back straps and tenderloins in that fridge over there. So what we're about to do is take all of this, the grind, and run it through this meat grinder. And then once we do that, we're gonna mix it with this beef fat that I got from just a local grocery store. Mix it up in this meat mixer right here, and then put it back through the grinder one more time to mix it all in, and then vacuum seal it. But before we do that, I wanted to show you guys the scapula that I took off this deer. You can see this is right where that arrow went in, and if watch back the video, you can see that he's quartered to me very hard. I mean, I would say he's probably right about at that angle there. I'll see if I can do this with one hand, but this is the arrow that I shot. I was shooting a Rocky Mountain cut through it, broadhead, single bevel. It essentially went and hit this little front bone. I don't even know what that's called, but that's the thickest part of the scapula right there. Glanced off of that and then went through right here, and you can see where this little piece is pried up. That's actually from that single bevel action rotating and prying that bone up. But so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this stuff to use. Huge shout out to Made with Meat for sending me all this stuff. I actually just reached out to them and told them that all of our deer processors are full right now. This was back in November, and like a few days later, all this stuff showed up at my door. So perks of having a YouTube channel. But yeah, huge thanks to them. This stuff is solid. It's like industrial quality meat processing stuff, and I've used it once. I put one deer through it, and everything seems awesome so far. So I'm kind of looking forward to experimenting with that. But gonna go ahead and get all this deliciousness out of the fridge. Oh, let me show you this too. So I bought a chest freezer, and then bought this is like an Inkbird. I don't even know what it's called, but essentially what it does is it cuts the freezer on and off so that you can run it as a refrigerator. So I have it set at like, I think 38 degrees or something like that. I don't want this to freeze because I'm using this, like during the season, I'm using this to just keep the meat cold right after I kill a deer to age it. And this is big enough to probably put a whole deer in if I wanted to. But then in the off season, I'll probably set it up as a freezer to store all the wild game meat, because I think my freezers are starting to get pretty full now. But yeah, this is my setup. So let's get to it. All right, got about 24 pounds. So I'm gonna do, I don't know, 10 to 12% beef fat mix with this grind. So I'll probably add in about 2.5 pounds of beef fat here. All right, here we go. Oh yeah. First piece. Look at all that grind. And then we're done. So all we gotta do is vacuum seal this, vacuum seal the steaks, plop them in the freezer, and then we're good to go. But that pretty much wraps it up for this episode. Appreciate you guys for watching, and a couple announcements, I guess. We still have like a month left of the season here in Georgia. So I still have a tag in my pocket. Lee has a buck tag in his pocket. And then we're going to be going to Birmingham. Lee's in Birmingham right now, getting some cameras set up. And then we're going to do another lake hunt in Tennessee here very shortly, kind of like we did with the hunting public last year. Giveaway. If you haven't signed up for the giveaway to win the limo, we'll put a link down below. And then our masterclass, if you are interested in learning exactly what we do, what we say to landowners, how we get permission, how we find these urban bucks, I'll link the masterclass down below. We worked really hard on that. So if you want to know everything, open book, all secrets revealed, masterclass is the place to see all that stuff. I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to get to vacuum sealing and then probably feast.